All right, so I'm outside of a 2015, and this is a Toyota Sienna XLE, and this is the all-wheel drive model. So I'm just going to walk you around the back, and then I'll take you to the front and show you some different things. So the back third row does fold away. You've got handles right here that you'll pull, you'll lift, and then it kind of folds on itself and goes down in. So you can see you do have a little bit of a gap there, but it's nothing you can't work with if you're throwing down boards or something like that. So that's how this works. I'll just show you one more time. You pull back, it lays down and folds away for you. And then your second row down there is on sliding rails. So I'll show you here in a second, you can slide them forward. But this way you can get an idea for your cargo space too. This one's been used, so you can see this, it's got a little bit of wear on it. Now in the XLE, it does have a power tailgate, so I can close that for myself. It does have power sliding doors, and your door controls are right in here. So you've got a button right down in there you can touch. And then of course, it does have windows that roll down. So I'll show you how far they go down, and then you do have sunshades too, just so you know what's going on with this car. So in the XLE model, this is what I'm in. Now, the rail system, so you can see it actually running on the floorboard there, and you can see it across over there. To slide it forward, I would pull the handle right here, and then slide it, which I don't know if I can do this with one hand. Okay, I can do it kind of good. So you can see the two handles. This is the handle I pulled to slide, and then you can see the rail system that runs in the back. So now I've created even more cargo space doing so. So to throw it back, same thing, grab a handle, and then see if I can just one-handed. Oh. Slide it all the way back. So I just wanted to show you that. In the back, you do have air vents up on the ceiling. You do have air controls actually up here on the left side. And then you've got, clips to store bags, cup holders, things like that. So that's what's going on in the back of this car. So let's move to the front of the car. All right. So when you hop inside the cabin of this car, show you a couple different things. So you can see you have your touchscreen layout and your AC controls, but I'll walk you from left to right and kind of explain what stuff is. So power window controls are right here, auto up and down, your window locks, and then your door locks. Your mirror controls are right here, so that way you can adjust accordingly. You've got a left and a right, and then you can adjust as you go. So that's how that works. Down here, you do have your air vents that you can turn on and off. This actually vents the back window. So I'll point it back there and show you when I hit the button, see if you can see it. Oh, if I can do this. There you go. So I just open that back window, and now I can close it back. So that's how that works. So that's working off this button control right here. Now this is Vehicle Stability Assist. It works with your traction control. It's going to be in most models you'll find as far as transferring power to whichever wheel has better traction to correct a skid. My parking sensors are right here, and then my blind spot monitoring system is right here. So I can turn all these items on and off. Because I'm in like a car wash and it's freaking out, you can turn this off. So that's just what's going on there. Moving up to the steering wheel. So your plus and your minus is your volume controls. So that's what's going on from here. And then depending on what menu you're in, you can adjust here too if you wanted to jump around stations, things like that. My Bluetooth controls are all going to be controlled right here. So to answer a phone call, to hang up a phone call, and then using voice command, this model also has navigation, so it's going to play a role too. So that's what's going on from here. Your light controls are on this stick right here. So you can see I can set it to auto, and then I do have fog light controls that I can control from there. So that's what's going on that side. And then if you move over to the left side, it's going to be your winch wiper controls, where if I pull down, it's going to do the front, and then my back controls are right on the tip of the stalk. Over here is going to control this menu actually that you see up here. So if I press over, it's going to toggle over to that tab, whichever tab I want to be at. So I'm going to go start at information, and then I can press down to toggle through, things like your trip information, your average speed, distance, just time-lapse stuff. This is an all-wheel drive model, as I mentioned. So you can see all-wheel drive as far as what traction I'm using. Moving over to navigation, it'll give you a compass right now, but I believe it'll give you a turn-by-turn direction too if you have something set in there. And then audio, I don't have the audio turned on right now, but it would show you what station you're listening to, things like that. And then as far as messages, like if the door was open or something like that, or the gas cap wasn't on, it'll throw those codes right there. So that's what it's for. And then just general settings to the cars right here. And this is where you can hop in and mess with, driver info things like that, indicators on what you want to turn on and off, and, all that general information. And then you can see I have a back button right here. So that's it's easy to work through, and it's a nice display actually. It's in color, so it is nice. Then you have your trip, and then you have your analog display as far as your speedometer. So that's what's going on there. Moving over to the touchscreen. So the touchscreen setup right here, this is essentially your general apps page, which is where I'm at right here. To get to your navigation, which you pull up your navigation touchscreen setup, you can use voice command for this. And then you would just search accordingly, destination, and then search how do you want to search where you're going. And I like that you can save some presets as far as home and a couple other places that you may go regularly. So that's a pretty cool way to do it. I'm going to jump back out of that. It's going to prompt me for that. Audio-wise. So I've got AM, FM, I've got satellite radio, I do have a CD player, USB. You'll notice those are grayed out just because there's nothing plugged in them. I do have the ability to connect up through Bluetooth, and I do have an auxiliary in. My auxiliary in USB right down here in this little clip right here. So not a huge fan of these just because I see them break off in a lot of cars as they get older. I'm actually in a 2015 right now, but these people took pretty good care of it other than the cargo in the back, but that's because I know they stored a lot of stuff back there. So that's what's going on audio-wise, so you can see what's going on there. I'm going to jump back to the home button, and this gives me just a general navigation. It will show me what audio I'm listening to. So it's kind of like a tri-screen if you wanted a few things going on at once. So moving across, some weather, maintenance stuff, just general info for the car. So that's what's going on from here. It's pretty easy touchscreen to use. I like the display and I like the cover for it just because it prevents some glare, so it's not really that bad in this car. Moving down, your AC controls. A lot going on here, but it's not that hard to understand. Your display right here is digital. It's just presented to you with a lot of buttons going on. So my front and rear, as far as my heat and control over the window elements, as far as my defrost is going to be right here. My fan speed is going to be controlled for the front right here. Obviously, I can sync all three, so left, right, and back separate of each other, or I can use them all together. However, you will notice fan speed for front and back are going to be different. So if I have them all synced up to 70, my back is going to be controlled differently from this. So I turn this down, this can be up. So it's interesting that it'll sync up the temps, but not the fan. So just keep that in mind if you're using this vehicle. And then, your rear controls, if you want to control them completely separately, are right there. Moving down, I do have another cup holder, or a couple cup holders, I guess I could say, right there that I just popped open. So that's what's going on there. To kind of go with the theme of the hidden cup holders, those. And then the ones you saw I flipped down out of this case back here. And then you have your standard cup holders sitting up here, and some hidden storage down underneath there too. So it's kind of nice to always have stuff to tuck away, especially if you're in a minivan. A lot of times you got kiddos, just a lot of stuff. So right here I do have a cigarette outlet. So once again, you've got a power outlet right here if you need to hook up a charger. However, it does have these caps on it that I'm not a huge fan of. Then your heated seat controls are right here. Up on the mirror, you will notice that it has like a home link setup. That's what it's called for Honda. I'm not sure what Toyota's calling it, but you can set up your garage clicker, gate clicker, things like that. So that's what's going on here. And then it does have a compass built in up here, which I just like. I think it's nice to have. You do have your sunglass holder, and of course you do have the mirror that will keep an eye on the kiddos in the back, the dogs, whatever you have shifting around back there. Your lighting controls are all right here, and then to control the moonroof is going to be right here. So if I wanted to throw it back, I absolutely could. Throw it forward, that sort of thing. So that's what's going on from right there. Other than that, this is a 2015 Toyota Sienna. It's the XLE model, and this is an all-wheel drive model also. It is silver with a gray interior. So you can see the gray interior, which they actually do a little bit darker charcoal color on the dash to prevent glare, not the like standard black that you see in a lot of vehicles. So kind of nice. It's got a nice two-tone look to it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'd be more than happy to try to answer them about the car or get answers for you. You can reach me at 512-443-4300. You can always respond to the YouTube video. I always check those. Or you can email me, the letter J, and then Fuller, my last name, Fuller, at howdyhonda.com. Thank you much.